All right, so it's a cold, cold day here in Maryland. It is Thursday, March 21st, 2024, and I'm here at my favorite hometown cemetery where I got married at the church, Salem United Methodist Church in Brookville, Maryland. I don't live here, I live in North Carolina, and well, cleaning headstones for me has been a very big part of my life for the past many years. And when I come up here to visit my parents, I try to always stop off here at the cemetery and clean a headstone. So today, I'm here to clean this little headstone. I have already looked at the name. I can kind of read it, and I looked on Find a Grave app, which is a worldwide app where I upload all of my before and after pictures of headstone cleanings, and I cannot find Agness in Find a Grave. So because I still can't read all of this headstone, as I haven't cleaned it yet, I'm going to wait till the end, and then what I do is I actually add this memorial to Find a Grave so that well, we have documentation of Agness. I'm a little bit flustered. I've been coming up here quite a bit. I don't know if anybody knows my story. I've cleaned over 900 headstones over the past several years, and well, cleaning headstones is where I find my peace. And over the last 6 months or so, there's been a lot of well, change in my parents' lives. And currently I'm up here now visiting because my dad just had back surgery, and he's now in a rehab facility getting physical therapy. And well, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. We moved from Florida to North Carolina about 8 months ago, and since then it's just been a constant journey back and forth between North Carolina and Maryland, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm grateful every time I come to visit my parents. I feel honored and very grateful to be here. It is really cold, and I don't like to leave my mom home alone for too long. She has her physical therapy right now, so I thought, let me come to the cemetery, because for me, coming to the cemetery is where I refuel my own soul with surrounding myself in the presence of souls who once were in this life. Again, I'm flustered today, and it's cold, and I'm not used to cold. I lived in Florida for 10 years. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. What I can read on this headstone right now is Agness. It looks like Muhala. It says daughter of Jus and Jan, died July 10th. Looks like 1818. And I really can't read anything else on here, but I love that all these headstones here have little quotes on them. So it's interesting because this will be my 7th headstone to clean here at Salem United, and each time I come, these quotes really resonate with me and mean something very special. When I do come to the cemetery, I do walk around for a few moments, and I kind of allow my soul to be my eyes until I find that one headstone that I choose to clean. And today, it is Agness. Agness, I'm Natalie York, and I'm here to clean your headstone. I think you just heard me talking on the video. I do video all my headstone cleanings, and I love spending time at the cemetery. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Agness, Agness. My mom and I have been watching over the past several days the series called Anne with an E on Netflix, and it's based on the story Anne of Green Gables. First of all, I found that interesting that I found this show before I came up to visit. My parents are from Canada. Look at this little tree here. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. There's a little tree here. And my parents were born in Canada, and this show was filmed in Nova Scotia, as well as, you know, the setting is Nova Scotia. My mom grew up, of course, with the stories of Anne of Green Gables, and both of us together have thoroughly enjoyed doing our little marathons every night. We're now on season 3. Such a good show. One of the things that stood out to me on one of last night's marathon episodes was there was a lady who was dying. She got sepsis right after she gave birth to a baby. This is the show, okay? And they gave her 1 week to live. Newborn baby, just married. Everything was perfect in her life. And then she got sepsis. And as she was going through those, which I can't imagine, being told I have a week left to live, moments, Anne said to the lady, "It is not about what we get from life, it is about what we give. And it is about the knowing of what we give that we should live with every day." And I found that really beautiful. I don't go around asking for money for cleaning headstones. I don't get paid for cleaning any headstones. This is all on me, my choice. And I just really, really enjoy spending time at such peaceful, quiet places. My sisters, they continue to think that I come to cemeteries to talk to dead people. I continue to remind everybody that death is but a breath. So there's really no dead people, you know, we die. And it is our soul that remains alive. We leave our mind and our body behind. So no, I don't talk to dead people. I do talk to souls. And all souls really do appreciate having company, visits, and all of that. There is a lot going on. We recently, well, when we moved to North Carolina, we moved in with my mother-in-law after my father-in-law had passed away. We moved our farm up from Florida to North Carolina, went through renovations to accommodate us moving in with my mother-in-law, and then boom, 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 all sorts of stuff started happening with my parents. So it's been a long journey, going on 2 years now, of a constant state of limbo. I hear my hawk friends. And it took me probably over a year to adjust to the acceptance that this is how it's going to be, a life of limbo. And it's up to me, it's up to us in life to create the peace and the joy in our lives. And as I've been sharing with my mom, just like Anne of Green Gables said, it's not what you get from life, it's what you give. Well, it's also about what you give to your own life as to what you get from your own life. And I've so enjoyed sharing all sorts of stories with my mom, life stories, hearing her stories. I found a bunch of my mom's old diaries from when she was a young teenager. And when I first told her I was reading her old diary, she was like, "Oh my God, no, Natalie, you can't." I said, "Mom, I've already read 100 pages and there's nothing bad in there. So don't worry, you're a good girl, Mom. You are a good girl." But interestingly enough, excuse me, I have found a lot of questions from my mom, curious questions about her younger life that, due to life itself, we just never get to share with our family, our children. And I told my mom, she's not dying, okay? So she's, but I told my mom it's nice to be able to read her diaries now while she is alive, so that I can ask her these questions and continue to learn a little bit more about what it was like for my mom before she got married and had children. It was really hard on me coming up here. The day before I came up here, one of my beloved girl hens, I found her dead in our coop. She was only a year old, and she looked perfect. She looked like she was sleeping. It was not wildlife that killed her. It was not injuries from anything. She wasn't poisoned. It was really hard. She was such a sweet, sweet bird, such a sweet girl. She had just become like a really good mama hen to the younger birds. So that was sad. We buried her. On the same day that she died, we had 3 eggs in the incubator and only one of them hatched. One of the eggs was just a yolk, and the other egg had a stillborn, fully sized baby chick that was dead. And so I buried that baby chick tucked beneath the wing of my special hen. And then the next day I came up to Maryland, and the following day my husband called me frantic and said, "Oh my God, one of our puppies, our giant puppies, we have livestock guardian puppies, Great Pyrenees, and they've been around our birds for many months now, no issues. We've invested all of our time in training them to not mess with the livestock, with the birds." And he said his mother looked out the window and thought the puppy had a stuffed animal in its mouth. And it was one of our special silky hens, a little girl named Angel. I almost wish my husband didn't give me all the details, but I'm also grateful I wasn't there to witness it. Our dog killed this sweet little silky hen. In life, there is death. It surrounds us, whether it's with humans, animals, pets, strangers. There's death all around us. But there's also life. And I continue to share with my mom things like when we are diagnosed with a terminal illness or something, we still have to find the good in the bad each and every day. And it's not about finding out that you've got some sort of bad illness and deciding to go parasailing or travel the world, unless that's what you want to do. It's about embracing the moments and embracing the people in life that you do love. And sharing. I'm gonna do one more with the nail scrubber here, and I'm gonna see what we can find. actually not as cold now that I'm here. It's been bitter cold here, and I just am not used to the cold. I don't like it. This is interesting. What I find here, for some reason at this cemetery, whenever I do the first cleaning, it's dirtier. I got a lot more scrubbing to do. My mom jokes, she says, you know, I've always been a talker. I talk, nonstop. And my mom jokes and says, Natalie, you put people to sleep. I said, well, isn't that a good thing? My mom understands why I talk out loud all the time. Because guess what? She does too. And I've often joked about when I come to the cemetery, I'm never interrupted. I can talk out loud all I want, and I feel the peace of all these souls enjoying having life here to visit. Okay. Now we're talking. I can see it coming off now. So I'm heading back to North Carolina in a couple days. And like I said, I'm grateful when time presents. I've been alone here pretty much the whole time with my mom, and I don't like to leave her alone. So I took it upon myself, with somebody else being there right now, to come on out. There's so many cliches in life, you know? Life is short and then you die, or life is hard and then you die. I've discovered over the past many years, as I continue to write this book on cliches, I'm here to say every cliche is true. And yet, it's also interesting how in life, as we continue to transition and alter in our own lives each and every day, these cliches have different meaning to us at different times in our lives. Like, but cliches, what they do is they allow us to know that we are not alone in our day-to-day struggles or happenings or experiences. All right, let's see where we're at now. Agnes? All right, we still got some work to do down here. I got all my different brushes. Whenever I go shopping and somebody helps me put stuff in my car, they're like, what is all this stuff in here? I'm like, oh, I clean headstones. What? Oh, that's your job? No. Oh, people pay you to do it? No. Why do you do it? I don't know, but I know I love doing it. And it really does fuel my soul. right. Ooh, this is a good brush right here. I am grateful to be here every time, but it is also life-altering, and that is the truth. And it is hard to keep traveling, never feeling entirely settled in one place. All right. What I've noticed a lot about these headstones here at this cemetery is that the engravings are very shallow. So regardless of whether they're brand new or not, they're hard to read. But I can't wait to see what this says. It is a little bit like Christmas morning for me when I clean a headstone and finally get to read the full name, the dates, and whatever sayings. So the sides and the back look good, but I really need to get these letterings. And I ain't no spring chicken myself, so I got arthritis in my hands. Years ago, my hands were actually attacked. No, they weren't attacked. I was breaking up a dog fight from a pit bull, and I put my hands in the jaws of the pit bull. Almost lost both my hands. So I definitely have arthritis. But I'm grateful to have my hands. There we go. Life is not necessarily short, but it is fast. Sometimes it's hard to breathe through it all, to process it all, to absorb it all. Which is why I also enjoy coming and cleaning headstones, because it's not something I have to do. Nobody's here telling me what to do, or if I've done a good job or not. I'm always sad when I leave to go back home. I love my parents. And they deserve to be loved by their children. To be honest, out of about the 900 headstones that I've cleaned, I've only had to add maybe 20. So this is interesting that I did not find Agness and find a grave. And so that's one more thing that makes me feel good about choosing Agnes's headstone today, is now I can put her on the charts. Get her in the records here. Another thing I do whenever I leave is I always Google search the names and try to find any information on their life. I find it fascinating because most of these headstones, well, I can see that Agness was born in, it looks like 1818. That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. My mom has been a big recipe collector. She handwrites a lot of recipes on her little steno notepads. And I went through all of those books and I pulled every recipe out, and I think I found like 500 recipes. And I've enjoyed cooking them for my mom while I'm here. She says, Natalie, I never even made these recipes. I said, I know. She said, they're good. I said, I know. So I told my mom I'm going to take all those recipes and have them turned into a recipe book. For all of us. Hold on. Agness Muhala, daughter of Jess and Janelle Townsend. Died July 10th, 1818, in her 10th month old baby. Her soul has now taken transformations of glory, there to mingle with angels of life, but dwell in the kingdom of love. Dwell in the kingdom of love. Oh, baby, Agness. And you know what? I see next to you that I did clean, I believe, your brother's headstone, because I remember your parents' name. 10 months old. It's like I was telling my mom last night. It doesn't make sense. We can't make sense of why we die. We just know that we all die. It doesn't make sense when a baby dies. It doesn't make sense when a teenager dies in a car accident. It doesn't make sense when a 100-year-old is murdered. And yet, we can't question it. Agness, little baby girl. I hope you were loved. I hope you did not suffer. I hope you had a good little life. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to get all this elements of life off of here. But I'll do one more bit. One thing that's true, sweet, YOLO, you only live once. Here, Agness Muhala, daughter of Jess and Janelle Townsend, died July 10th, 1818 in her 10th month. Now the sun's shining on here, I can't read it. I can't leave this like I have to be able to read this. I really can't leave here without reading this. Dwell in the kingdom of him, therein mingles, in living is of life, the missions of, oh my gosh, what? Her soul has now we're getting there. Her soul has now taken thy flight. The missions of glory abort. Oh no, the missions of glory above, therein mingle with hunger is life. And still we live in the kingdom of love. The missions of glory above, there to mingle on angels of life, still well in the kingdom of love. Oh my. Her soul has now Agness. I could sit here and video all day. I'm not going to be able to read it right now, but the truth is, after I finish cleaning this and drying it all up, it will be legible at some point. I also, when I can't fully read one of these sayings on here, I then Google search, you know, headstone sayings, and I'll put in the words that I can see, and that will hopefully help me find. Little baby girl, Agness, precious angel. I thank you for taking this time to listen to me talk out loud as I clean your headstone. And I promise I will look up this saying. There to mingle with angels of life, dwell in the kingdom of love. Thank you, Agness, for your precious, sweet life. I hope you continue resting in peace as well as enjoying all of the benefits of being an angel. There we go. Thank you. Now I will go back home, maybe make some shepherd's pie for me and my mom or something for this cold night, and we're gonna make a fire in the fireplace and continue marathon watching Anne with an E. Thank you, precious angel Agness.